Welcome, everybody. A time to settle wherever you are, whenever you're viewing this. The breathing, the posture, the here, the now. However it is. And give ourselves this time and space. This time itself, this space itself is a gift. It's a gift. And we receive it as it is. The knowing is like this. In the sense of knowing. And being. The silence, the space. In this sensation. This experience, life, this being, this knowing, this receiving. All the time, all the space in the world, in our world, the world where we are, here and now. And the breath. No hurry, no worry, no concerns. Just knowing. Receiving life, this gift of attention is giving life to life. This knowing, this knowing of this knowing. Life, accepting and wishing the best for itself. Living life, living in this life fully, a full experience, collected, not restricted, free. In this breath, this moment. a welcoming into this experience, a welcoming of this experience. Trusting we share, trusting in this offering of attention, trusting in this experience, receiving life. Trusting in stillness, in sensitivity, in life. It's like this. in this welcoming, in this moment, in this sharing, the stillness and the knowing. This gift. And just knowing, allowing. At the end of a period of meditation, just giving some opportunity to lightly review so that the session and the experience is not just overlooked. That sense of knowing is sometimes translated as recollecting, recollecting, and sometimes at the end of often at the end of a period of formal practice, the end is just on to the next thing. And before leaving something, before something ends, before or as something ends, is then to actually give some care and some recollection of what has happened, so that the impulse to get on to the next thing, which is the impulse of becoming and is that impulse of becoming which is exciting or interesting, is just allowed to be turned a little to review what has happened, not with a sense of critical, more discerning, knowing, reconnecting, recollecting. This is how it was. So there's a sort of remembering of the experience. So an ending is really appreciated. An ending of a period of formal practice is savored. The ending of something is actually tasted. So it's not lost or not wasted or overlooked, ignored. And we have mechanisms for this in life and the monastic life of forgiveness, a sense of acknowledging what's happened, recollecting what's happened, and not and consciously letting it go, not getting rid of it and not rushing on to the next, but releasing and uncomplicating and untangling. So one's not carrying fire from one place to the next. Not carrying excess stress or baggage, but just giving space to the knowing of something. With forgiveness, the formulas, whatever I may have done by body, actions of the body, and by speech, by what I've said or communicated, or by thought, body, speech, or mind, with intention or without intention, in a sense of openness or hiding. Something hidden. Whatever might have been done, acted upon by this being, by this separate thing. May it be forgiven. And we ask for forgiveness of each other. And the response is always, has to be, I forgive you. And then that's sort of immediately a sense of ease. And then the response continues. From the other party or the other parties. Whatever we've done, whatever I've done by body, speech, or mind, intentionally or unintentionally, in public or in private, that has in any way harmed or upset, then please also forgive me. And that is an opportunity for cessation of extra and unnecessary stress, pain, problems. And it's not necessarily a reconciliation if there's been some great harm or some great betrayal, because there's care needed from people. And in relationships, there's care needed so that unnecessary pain is not perpetuated. In relating to people that, it needs to be care if things are dangerous. So if there's particular people that one knows are untrustworthy, then take some precautions, or people who've hurt you in the past, or in situations where you're not sure, take care. And if people have really betrayed you, then one doesn't need to carry the pain further, but one needs to acknowledge the pain has happened, is still, doesn't need to make more of it, but one doesn't need to. Until situations really change and something's really shifted, then there's no need to feel that we need to reconcile. People need to reconcile. You don't need to reconcile with people who've hurt you. And you still can be careful around people who you think may hurt you. And also recognize that maybe other people will. Sometimes I'm surprised how I can be hurt by something that somebody has done. Somebody's done something and I've been really hurt. And I recognize there's been zero intention on that person's part to hurt or in some way cause pain, but my response has been painful. If somebody's, to put it in physical terms, if somebody's always very clumsy and keeps mistakenly treading on your toes or bumping into you or digging into you or breaking things, then you need to be careful around them so that they don't do that in future. But some people blunder around or don't recognize or don't realize where one's own painful places are, and they don't recognize when they say something or mention something to somebody else that you then hear about, that it can be very painful. And recognizing that happened to me, I also realized that there have probably been occasions when I've done things unintentionally, said things unintentionally, said things in different situations that maybe other people have been very hurt by. So it's worth, learning from this. And when I've been hurt by people or feel I've been hurt by people unintentionally, then I'm still careful around them. Still careful so that I don't give myself opportunity, because I wish myself well. I don't give myself opportunity to be hurt again. It's like you're careful with people that you can't fully trust in situations. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be some person who's idealistically feeling that one has to get along with everybody. But one can still forgive people. And even if they've hurt one intentionally, quite, deliberately, and in one's own interest to forgive them, and you don't need to even tell them, but in your heart, you can forgive them. But you don't need to reconcile. You don't need to. And you can always be careful around them in future. In this way of allowing an ending, giving permission for things to end. Because eventually this whole body's going to break up, or this mind's going to stop functioning, and there'll be something that there'll be no choice in that ending. It will happen in its own, according to its own nature. But in the present, whether if there's an opportunity to forgive but not forget, forgive and put down, then when the final thing happens, the carry-on baggage, the impulse to have something to sort out, it will have already found its own completion. And the extra complication of feeling, well, I have to do something about this, or I have to worry about it. Worry is a strange thing, because it's a strange complication of fear, type of aversion projected into the future. I don't want something to happen, or I'm worried that it might happen, or worried that it might not happen. And this impulse is a stirring and a becoming impulse, restlessness and worry. A real hindrance to clarity and collectedness. So this recognition of the release and the power of forgiveness, so that there's a sense of, okay, this is not something that needs to be chewed over or worried or further concerned about, is a powerful and helpful practice. The forgiveness of others, the forgiveness for this being that one lives with. And that is an opportunity to connect with Hiriotapa, the protection of the world that we live in, the sense of recognition of actions of body, speech, and mind which are not skillful. This is really helpful. That's hiri, sense of, positively it works for a sense of self-respect. So the one is that's otapa, which stops one from doing things which one will later feel shame for. So hiri is more like the recognition of unskillful things, and then otapa is the protection against repetition. And hiri is about forgiveness, and otapa is about sense of wishing to preserve one's self-respect. There is no self, but it's really helpful to have a sense of self-respect. And because that allows a sense of freedom from compulsion and ignorance. I really recommend that as a protection for one's world. As one allows the past to be a memory and not a burden. The past, a memory, and a memory that is always incomplete, always imperfect, and it's in the present moment. It's not what actually happened in the past. We really have no idea. We have guesses, partial recollections, but even at the end of a period of meditation, when I've said, recollect, turn around and look, what was that? It gives us something, that act of recollecting, but even in that act of recollecting, it's like one knows that in the moment, the memory of what was is not what was. But it can really help give perspective on this strange thing called time and space. And with luck, also protect and allow self-respect and care and beauty. Because life wishes itself well. And the best that human life can offer is freedom from compulsion, freedom from ignorance, freedom from false and unsatisfactory complications. And this is that's why the basic and clear practice of some meditation is helpful. It's a stopping. It's a stopping and an opportunity to rest in this knowing. An opportunity to give this precious life of attention and care to life itself, the sensitivity, which is so receptive. This eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind is so sensitive And we hardly know how sensitive life is, because we simplify and pick and choose and try to survive. And if we're beyond just surviving, then we're already incredibly fortunate. And if opportunity arises for us to join an occasion like this, or reflect and join in the various other connections to Dhamma that are available nowadays, then we are better than surviving, or much. We're incredibly fortunate. And giving ourselves the permission and the opportunity to experience that good fortune that is this strange thing called life is a powerful and helpful for all of us, because we wish ourselves well, and in wishing ourselves well, we also wish all other beings well. Really, because it's really in our interest that all beings be well. All beings be free from confusion, all beings be free from ignorance, all beings be free from compulsion, and fear, and lack, and a sense of lack. And we really would wish all beings be free from a sense of lack, because that sense of lack is false most of the time and just leads to more complications. So in this ending, a sense of appreciation for the opportunity, a sense of knowing it's been like this, a sense of the rambling from ending to ending. This is the ending of this ramble. If it's been of any use, then fine, and if it hasn't, then leave it behind and forgive. Because that's the appropriate thing to do, forgive. Enjoy. And if there are questions and things that I can help with about absolutely anything at all, please write your questions in the chat, and then I may or may not answer them. I don't promise to answer every chat question. You can forgive me for that too, please. Thank you. So I have to find these questions and see whether I can see them even. Questions for today. When I hear some senior Thai Ajahns, I feel worried that my practice is never that diligent when, like their practice, and wonder when I can ever have good progress in myself. That's not a question, that's a statement. The conceit of I am is a disease, but how can we not think anything? Can we not think anything in this way of I am? That's the old conundrum of I am somebody, I need to do something, and I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do or not. I am something, I am somebody, I don't think my practice is good enough, I need to practice more. And all of this is going around in more self-centeredness, really, self-obsession. Yeah. I'm very certain about the Dhamma path is the correct way. I can say I don't have any vicikiccha or doubt. Or does this take more? I think, the vicikiccha is both doubt about the path and doubt about one's capacity to practice. So there's two aspects of it as a hindrance. The doubt about the practice the doubt about the path is one, and the doubt about the practice, one's capacity to practice, is another. So in the first sort of questions, the wondering whether I can ever have good progress is an expression of vicikiccha, it's an expression of doubt. The way to test it is in one's general life. Are unwholesome practices not increasing, and are they decreasing? Are wholesome practices of body, speech, and mind maintaining or increasing, both within oneself and within the people that one sees and knows about? That's the best one can do. I don't know whether there's any surer way of figuring out practice, and I don't think one needs to take it too personally. When we firmly believe that the practice of dana barami will lead to skillful results in future lives, shouldn't we let go of any worry for the future and not limit ourselves to doing more dana barami? Dana is that sense of I've got enough, I can offer. And the gift of the peace of the Dhamma is the highest gift. So physically giving things, is one type of dana, and it's always helpful, but do give attention, do give care, do give a sense of I don't. So there's even the sense of I don't need to give anymore. A sense of I've given everything. Because in the giving up of the sense of self, one gives up everything. If one has the sense of I'm giving, then it's not a full giving yet, is it? It's not a full relinquishing. So having opinions about how much physical dana or how much monetary dana one should give or could give, or thinking I should give everything away. Be careful. Be careful. Because there's this thing is where one lives. This is the locus. This is the place. This time and space, this world that one lives in. Take care that it always can feel it's okay. it's taken care of. Because this thing does need to feel that. And the danger of just giving all one's money away or all one's is, danger. So take care in one's gift and give, the real, give the Dhamma to the moment, give the truth to the moment, give what leads to peace to the moment, and less worry. Oneself, one's family, one's close family, one's more distant family, one's friends, all beings, so that there can always be a sense of enough. And yes, if you are down to your last meal, it will be helpful to share that. But if you're not down to your last meal, you don't hurry down there. There's no need to give everything away until you've only got enough for one more meal. Take good care and give attention and care to your life so that it's not a burden for yourself and for others. So it's not a source of worry or concern. Thank you for your questions. Are there any more questions from other people? Aha, I feel I'm a slow learner. Only after I was attacked, I remember I had to protect myself. Yes, I think on the whole, it's okay to be a slow learner. It's okay to be a slow learner when if you don't learn at all, then it's a bit unfortunate. You're going to keep getting hurt. But if you are a slow learner, sometimes you learn better. There was one Thai monk who said his progress was really easy and really fast. And so he found it really difficult to teach because he didn't understand that people might have problems. And there was another Thai monk who was at Chithurst, and he had to have explained to him in great detail the sense of self-aversion that is sometimes quite common among Westerners when they don't like themselves. He had difficulty understanding that it was something that human beings could feel because he'd never had it. He'd never had a sense of self-aversion. So people are different. People are different, and people, find their way. Some people learn slow and hard, but if they keep learning, then that's good enough. Good enough. Don't worry about yourself. Forgive yourself and keep learning. Thank you all.